one big thing that we've been trying to like help each other is that like, let's say if I help Wannie with something.
So when they also have a 20, let's say 2020.
Yeah.
There are no more freezing points.
What's your goal with the sport?
Honestly, just obviously get better.
All right, what's good, everyone? We are here with Dink or Swim, episode 23. My name is Huey.
My name's Cesar.
Wannie.
Nate.
Cristina.
And welcome back to the next episode. So we got a couple of new faces here on the podcast. We wanted to change it up and bring a little bit of flavor into the building. So we'll start with you, Nate.
Yeah.
Who are you? Why are you here?
I'm Nate. Why am I here? I mean, just had no time. Ever since you guys started the podcast, been like kind of interested, a little bit shy at the same time to like really hop on.
Are you shy right now?
A little bit, yeah, but I think I'm just kind of rolling with it, you know.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, it's I started playing pickleball a lot. After my friend Ken, he invited me out and everything like that. Like it was about a year ago. And honestly, just from there, like then you joined the Hubsies, and then next thing you know it, after like 4 day passes after, I'm just like, you know what, I already spent this much on day passes. Let's just get the membership going at the Hub, and yeah, I've been kind of like playing since then, so it's been awesome.
Okay.
Been awesome ride.
What was your like moment where you were like, okay, cool, I gotta keep doing this?
Honestly, I think it was just winning the first game, my first game ever in pickleball. I think we were at the Fremont like pickleball courts. I don't know the exact park.
Is that the Lake Elizabeth?
It's
Do you know the Fremont Park?
No, I've never been to that
No.
one.
yeah, Fremont has a good small community, right?
I heard
It's like-
about. I think I remember the story. Wasn't it like you guys went there and they kicked you off because it was tennis courts or something like that?
No,
Or-
no, you're close. It's actually they kicked us off because you had to make reservations. So I think it was just like beginning of the peak when pickleball started to blow up. So they actually had dedicated courts, like straight up built courts there. I
And
think
you
it's
didn't
about-
make a reservation.
Yeah, dude.
You just showed up.
We showed up, but it's kind of like open play, and then like, but reservations supersedes that if
Yeah.
you like if someone made it. But when we showed up, we got kicked off because there's like some guy who was holding a class there, and the thing is, it was like they're taking only one court, and then next thing you know it, there's two other courts that are just completely free. We tried hopping on that, but then he's like, "No, I got those reserves, dude." And it's just like, okay, it's okay. And then I think
Done deal.
Yeah, it was a done deal from there. So yeah,
Okay.
but we found some other ones to play on. It was fine.
Okay. And then walk me through that first game where you won.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously amateur driving all the time. I have no experience in paddle sports at all. I come from a volleyball background, so the only maybe time I really touched paddle some sort of thing like that was like playing badminton in like high school. Marcus, he's like we roommates obviously, but we've known each other for a while. We went to high school together and everything. We played in the PE badminton tournament, but we got first place basically. We got first place. We were cracked.
Was it a 1 day tournament or?
No, this was like over like maybe like a week span. There's like brackets and everything. We just had to like let the teacher know like, okay, where we're at. And I mean, we were undefeated the whole time. We started like just, are we allowed to cuss on here? No.
Go for it.
Sure. I mean,
Hey, we were fucking people up. Like, honestly, yeah, we were fucking people up, and
I gotta put the explicit filter on now.
I could always censor it out.
No, it's all good.
well, here we can redo it here and just cut that part out. But we were doing really well, and anytime we played good people, like obviously we overcame them. But when we were playing good people, what was cool about it is that we were kind of messed up for it, but we would mess around, do like funny shots. I was a little bit too much where I would flip the racket around and play with the handle, and I was able to hit the birdie. That's what it's called, right? The birdie.
Yeah.
I played with the handle and was still able to hit it and everything. Sorry, like that, and just we were still winning. We were winning. So yeah. So that's as much as paddle sports. Like
so that was your
goes.
first experience, like cool handle, play with it, birdie.
No, yeah, it's
Let's
just
go.
like this. It
PE.
just makes sense. It just felt natural, right? And
Yeah.
then so next thing you know, like for some reason, I just could hit the birdie still with the handle. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's continued. Yeah.
All right.
But that was only for the mess around games. Like,
Yeah.
But the serious ones we'd play.
Okay. So you did that, and then your first win. Who was it
First-
against? Do you remember?
I think it was just between friends. So it was like Ken, myself, and then RD and I think Marcus. We're just casually playing around. I think Josh. I don't know if Josh was there or all I remember is that just the serves and everything, like just the whole sort of game.
Sounds like a magical experience.
It was no. I mean, it wasn't. I'm not trying to go to put it concisely. It was just like it was a fun time. Like it felt like again natural. So sort of that same thing with badminton back in the day.
Yeah.
It wasn't as heavy of cardio. It was more like kind of endurance.
Yeah.
I played a little bit of basketball to stay like fit after college, but then like this was just like I was still sweating, having fun, but
Yeah.
I wasn't gassed because dude, in basketball it's like very like much like hit training. Like you're just running back and forth, and
Yeah.
then like if you got the ball, you're sprinting. Like it's crazy. Like a lot of movement, right? But pickleball's so consolidated, but it was just still being
good time.
active and a good time. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, like since you played like volleyball, what like shots do you think translates well to pickleball?
I think honestly, there's a lot of the I want to say the timing of like when the ball is dropping from like a high point, right? It's kind of like when you get set in volleyball and they set you up for like a hit. And like I think that translated well into pickleball, getting the timing down and just like knowing when to swing. I noticed my top smashes in pickleball are a little bit more consistent just because of that experience. And then that's like something that translated well.
Okay, since we have a volleyball player and a badminton player right next to me, who do you think smashes harder?
Oh, hands down bad. I'm gonna be honest, hands down badminton. That's just they have that static flick from like that they just are able to do. Like even you, Huey, like every person who has played badminton, I've noticed they just have such a strong like top smash. Like
Yeah. I think it's strong, but I also see like especially the really, really good badminton players that transition, they have a hard time keeping the ball in at first, right? Because their reflexes are just so crazy that it's like they're almost moving too fast.
yes.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're almost moving like too fast because sometimes the ball goes out. But yeah, the smash is definitely there. Where I see volleyball players have the edge, I guess, is they still have the powerful smash, but I feel like they do a little bit better at keeping the ball in at first when you first transition.
It could be the understanding of like the ball too,
Yeah.
compared to the shuttle. The way that
The
shuttle
way the ball
flies,
moves, yeah,
Whereas like a volleyball might be similar to a pickleball ball,
right.
because how
The
they're
motion
spinning.
in the air versus the flowiness of the shuttle, right?
Yeah, that makes sense too, because also in volleyball, you have to like train yourself to get under the ball, and then like get your feet set, and then you jump up to smash. Versus like, I mean, if you're not used to that, then some people can get tied up or off balance trying to go for the ball in the air, and then that doesn't translate into like where you want the ball to go. If
Yeah.
that makes
Right.
sense.
So
Now
Wannie,
Now that I think about it, didn't you play badminton too?
I did in high
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
so we're here again with a room full of badminton players.
High school badminton players.
Interesting.
It's our
Okay.
peak.
Wannie, myself.
Wannie, what's your favorite thing about transitioning?
Transition.
Yeah, like coming from badminton to pickleball. Like, what do you think is your favorite part of your game that you brought into pickleball?
I guess timing wise, it is like badminton is way faster, but
So pickleball's slow for you.
not really, because timing wise is very different.
Yeah.
And for the pickleball, you need to wait until the balls bounce. Or like badminton, you need to like keep balls.
It's all
like,
volley.
It's all ball. It's most of volley.
Yeah.
Like rather than waiting. So the pace wise, it is very different. So like from this party in the timing, I can enjoy two games as well.
Yeah.
So those are the best, I think, enjoyment that I can feel from the badminton and then pickleball. 'Cause
Yeah.
they have a different timing.
Do you feel like the pace is slower?
In pickleball?
Yeah. Because in some like hands battles, right? I mean, those can go
But
kind of crazy.
badminton has a drop shot, so we cannot always say that like badminton is way faster. But most of the badminton games are way faster.
You agree with that, Huey?
Yeah, I would say so. In some areas, like I think there's a lot more hand battles from kitchen to kitchen, but when you get into badminton, you can be like right in front of the net
Yeah.
with each other. And
Like
then
almost staring at each other in the face like this.
yeah, instead of like dinking, like from like kitchen to kitchen,
Yeah.
from side to side. I think the cross drops, that's when like people can come over and just swipe it like kind of like a windshield over the net.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Wax on, wax off.
Mr. Miyagi.
Mr. Miyagi.
Yes, sir.
All right, cool. Awesome. Christina,
Yes.
who are you and why are you here?
Who am I? Well, my name is Christina. I've been playing pickleball for off and on, about 2-3 years. I picked it up post-COVID. As you know, during COVID, we weren't able to have social gatherings indoors. So I picked up something that's outdoors. I originally started playing at Ha Memorial, which is in Milpitas. And I think those, at that time, it was like overlay lines.
Oh, yeah.
So it
is
was
it still like that or?
I
It is?
don't know. Is this like that? I'm not sure. I heard that there are some parks that were going to redo the surfacing of it, but I don't know about that one. But I remember when I first started, I was very confused because there was tennis lines, there was pickleball lines. So I was like, what the heck's going on? But I do think that having a badminton background did help basically reduce the barrier entry of the sport for me, having to know the swing.
Yeah.
Having an object in your hand and know how to swing.
Okay. And then what was that defining moment for you where you're like, okay, cool, I want to keep doing this? I mean, obviously off and on, right? I'm assuming you probably like got really into it at first.
Right.
And
then things, I did other things.
Weather, right?
Yeah.
Weather and whatnot.
Different sports. I think when I so after Home Memorial, I started playing at EBC. And I think there, the competition was a lot more different.
What do you mean by different?
Because there are fences for each court, I think the games were going in a way, or we're going away where you're capable of continuing the game without any pauses. I think when there's pauses in the game where your ball is like running to a different court, I think that kind of ruins the momentum and the intensity of the game.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take the ball.
So you would say the
Yeah.
games are more intense,
Yes.
more competitive?
I think more competitive EBC. I'm sure there's definitely great top players at Hall Memorial, but I think I like the fencing of the courts. And then I think that's what drew me into EBC.
Okay. And off and on, last 2 years or 3 years or so, but now you're on.
Yes, starting, I believe, November.
Okay.
Yeah, believe
so
November.
What happened in November? Like what?
So I signed up for the hub in the summer, enjoyed it, realized it was very hot during the summertime. Took a break, came back during November when it was a lot more cooler.
Yeah.
And then that's when I started seeing a lot more familiar faces.
Yeah.
Picked up a new paddle. So I've been playing
What were you using before?
I was using the Silkert Halo.
Oh, yeah.
Very controlled paddle. Very controlled. I also have a controlled paddle now. But after this past tournament, I'm definitely going to switch to a more power paddle.
I think everyone's kind of moving towards that. I kind of want to switch to a power paddle too.
Is yours not a power paddle?
No.
Oh, what? You play like it's a power paddle.
No,
man.
I don't.
Yeah.
I play very soft.
I don't know.
Soft hands.
Try to keep it simple with life,
Just so strong.
No, I'm not. But okay, so you switched paddles. You came back during the cold season. It was probably busier though, wasn't it? I feel like this last
It
November.
was busier, but I think I like that. I think I like that there was more people, and I like that the community was growing. And I think that's what made me want to come more.
Okay.
Was seeing more familiar faces, people more welcoming, saying hi. Oh, let's get a game in. I think that wanted me to play even more.
Yeah. Okay. And what do you feel like? What is your goal with the sport? What are you trying to accomplish? And Nate, I'm gonna ask you this too.
So once I started training for MLP, I realized my skill set was getting a lot better. And when my skill sets was getting a lot better, the games got a lot better.
More fun.
More
Yeah.
hands battle. The ball was in for at least 10 more shots in, and
Yeah.
I felt like that was really fun. In order to do that, I feel like I did needed to sharpen some of my skill sets. So I think playing at a higher level, say 3, 5 to 4, I think that's a good sweet spot to get a good rally in.
Okay, so you just want to keep elevating
Yeah.
and keep the games.
I want to be able
Going.
to hang with the boys.
It's funny that you mentioned that because I remember I forgot who, I think it was, what's that dude, the 60 seconds guy?
Tanner.
Tanner, yeah.
Yeah.
60 seconds guy. I forgot which video I watched, but he mentioned something along the lines of in 4-0 or below play, the number, am I like super close to you?
No, you're good.
Sorry.
I felt like I was, like, leaning.
Yeah. I'm trying to stay in frame. But for 4-0 and below play, the amount of what is it called? Shots or the point is scored in less than 7 shots. Like 70% of the time. Something like that.
That makes sense.
I believe it.
Yeah. So to your point, like the games get longer as you progress in your skill because now it's more of a strategy. Your shot selection should be there or it is improving. You should be able to do most of the shots like backhand, dink, forehand, dink, cross, backhand roll, whatever, right? And you keep the ball in play a lot longer. AKA, it's more fun. How is it at your level?
Feels good. Honestly, when a rally gets like past like 20, like I feel like it's like feeding so much adrenaline. And,
Yeah.
I agree.
man, I want more. I want
Yeah,
more. I want more
yeah.
of these kind of plays. So I don't know how you guys feel,
Yeah.
but
Wannie, me and you
Yeah.
were playing a bunch of games yesterday, and I felt like we had a lot of rallies that were going like back and forth, and that was really fun. You have a good time?
Yeah, it was definitely fun. Like when the rally is getting like longer,
Yeah.
because there are different shots and different strategy that we can use. So that's the thing that I enjoy about it. Like
Yeah.
really enjoyed.
What do you think is the difference between keeping the ball in longer? Like, what do you think technique wise 4-0 and above players are doing to keep the ball in longer? Do you think they're like waiting? The patience is probably there a little bit more, right? What do you think? Both of you?
I think sometimes it's all about like not being too perfect. Like everyone tries to go for like the really, really tight drops when you can just try to just get over and try to get back to your balance. Once you get back to your balance, then that's when you can go for a tighter shot. But like if you're like off position, you're not gonna get a good shot.
So it's all about discipline then at that point.
Yeah,
Okay.
a little
You agree
patience
with
with
that?
it too.
I agree with the like the rally is all about the patience because your shot doesn't need to be always perfect, and then when you
But
think
you're
about the
perfect.
next shot, I'm not a perfectionist, but when the ball's like a little bit higher,
Yeah.
and we can wait and like think about the next shot,
Yeah.
like or it's gonna be defense or it's gonna be like another counter attack. So those are the things make me like enjoy pickleball because I can strategize myself and
Yeah.
think about my partner as well because most of the games are doubles.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's why patience is all about the games, I guess.
Okay. Cristina, so since you brought this up, since you said through this process you felt like you've gotten a lot better, what do you think has changed for you to keep your games going longer?
So I think drilling more definitely has impacted a lot of my skill sets, it heightened a lot of my skill sets. So for example, resets didn't exist before January. So I had a lot of trouble in the transition zone. I was always at the baseline having trouble coming up to the kitchen, and I wasn't resetting it into the kitchen. It was more like a higher volley.
Attackable.
Yeah, it's very attackable. Smash it on me, game's over. So
Yeah.
rally points, there was none, right?
Yeah.
So definitely drilling down on the resets and things like that really kind of made me a better player and made me able to stay in the game a lot longer.
How long were you drilling for?
I think so. When I decided to play MLP in December, I decided just to continue to play rec games in December. I think in January, when the new year started, I think that's when I started taking it more seriously.
Okay. But like how many, like what would you say on average, how many hours a week?
I would just come a little earlier. I mean, normally I'd come around, 3-ish, 4-ish to the hub 2 or 3 times a week. I'll just come an hour earlier, get an hour in. Obviously, the 2 weeks before tournament, we were coming, 4 or 5 times a week because we want to perfect it.
7
obviously.
a.m.
That's why I'm so busy.
So, but that's any tournament. I feel like anytime you're going to play a tournament, the weeks leading up to it, you're drilled in.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right. Nate, do you remember my question from earlier?
Go and repeat it. Actually, there's a lot of.
What's your goal with the sport?
Honestly, just obviously get better. I want to one day participate in a tournament, maybe like a duper, something not too crazy. And then I don't know, just continue playing this sport as I grow older, because like I feel like it's very inspiring to kind of see like a lot of older like folks just to be able to play it, to get my like butt whooped by like 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds still. Like it's I find it pretty cool, because then like I don't refer to them as like old people. I see them as like sages, because like they're like the guys who are those who are like super good and they're like old, like older and everything like that. They put the ball in places and they're just so finesse.
They have the touch.
They have a
Yeah.
touch,
Yeah.
and what I noticed too is that their anticipation and everything's so sharp, and like they know how to play the point without like little movement, right? And so like I feel like a lot of younger folks like are around our ages. Sometimes there's players who are super antsy and we're always moving around, and that can be why we're not controlling the ball. But then they're just like one step, next step, and they're just hitting the ball because they know where it's gonna be. And I want to reach that level, and again, just continue playing the sport as like life goes on.
Do you have a specific sage at the hub that you can mention?
Dude?
Sage.
There's these 2 guys I just played yesterday. I was on the 4-5 course yesterday. It was fun. But it was.
Did you get saged?
Well, I did. I did, because we lost, right? Like, but it was a good loss. It was like we lost by like 2 points, like 9-11 type of thing. And for me, entering that environment, what I notice about any older person or better player, like bangers are one thing in beginner levels, but then I realized during that transition of 3-5 to like 3-0, 3-5, it starts becoming more controlled with the bangers. There's more drops, but then it comes back in the 4-0 courts. Like bangers come back, but it's like more
calculated,
oomph, more calculated, more oomph to it, and it's insane. So those guys, they were pulling everything out their bag. Like I've never dealt with like it was a good dynamic guy who banged it really hard, and then a guy who was super finesse, right? And so I was like, and they're like easily like they're easily like 50+ years old, and I'm like, dude, I want to be like out there with UCs, like when we're just like 50 years old, we're just laughing with no teeth, like like we.
So they had no teeth.
No, but
watch their like 38.
Hey, bro. No, but they had teeth. But the goal, I think that's just more like at the end of the day, like. That's the goal. I want to be able to like reach that point like in my life, still playing the sport, and for it to not be able to take that much toll on my body. Like still, I want to. Yeah. It's still a good way to stay fit. So yeah.
What about you, Wannie? What's your goal with the sport? Sir Wannie.
So when I started the sports, I want to know more people. So that's why I joined the sports. And then right now, like after MLP, I want to improve my skills and to go up more. And then
where do you want to get to? Do you want to be a pro?
Oh, hell no.
No?
Like maybe 4-0 or 4-5 to go to the 4.5 courts.
Okay.
Yeah, and I want to enjoy that moment at the 4.5.
So once you get there, you're just be like, I'm here.
I'm here.
Play me.
Challenge me.
Challenge me.
Yeah, challenge.
안녕하세요.
I'm gonna send back
이거야.
all of you.
Back to Twitter.
가자.
감사합니다.
All right. Cool. All right. Huey, what's your goal?
I want to just get better as a player, and then also, I think recently I kind of like changed this mindset of mine. I want to give back, like the knowledge of like what I learned. So like I recently joined a group called Drill Demons.
Ooh.
Shout out to Jason, there's Troy, Mike, and Vincent. I've been drilling with them, and
Drill demons.
and also Ia. And I think one big thing that we've been trying to like help each other is that like, let's say if I help Wannie with something, he gets better, I'm probably gonna get better, because then one of his weakness gets countered, right? He counters me, and then eventually I will like, okay, what do I need to figure out?
Elevate
to
together.
beat him.
Yeah.
So
And I feel like too when you're teaching someone something in anything, not just sports, but in life or in like work or whatever, anytime you're in a coaching position, not formally, but just like in the act of coaching, naturally you get better at what you're coaching at. So if you're teaching Wannie drops, naturally you're gonna get better at drops yourself, right?
yeah,
It's just that
reciprocating.
it's reciprocating in your ability to break down further and further analyze on someone else. Naturally, you're going to analyze on yourself, right? Yeah. So when you're like analyzing Nate's smash, hey, how can I make his smash better? Naturally, you're thinking, okay, maybe I could tweak mine this way,
Yeah,
and fix it, right? So
yeah.
do you think that dynamic's kind of happening right now?
Yeah, I kind of started with like Troy. He kind of like I'm like sometimes I'm like, why do you keep on like doing these motions like after the play? And like I'm like, oh, he's just trying to figure out the mechanic of what he was trying to do. And so I was like, okay, maybe I should start breaking things down, because I felt like I was going through like a plateau.
Yeah. Sorry. Break it down, you know?
Oh yeah.
All right. You're going through a plateau.
Yeah.
And then now that you have others to help elevate you
Yeah.
and lift you up, and also you to get back to them, now you can kind of push past
Yeah.
that plateau.
Yeah. And bring
Yeah.
people with me.
Bring people with you.
Yeah.
I love it. Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, two of us here had a really great time and experience at the MLP. What does MLP stand for?
Major League Pickleball.
Major League Pickleball event at the Hub. How was it?
It was very. Even I'm nervous talking about it because I was nervous during the event. It was my first pickleball tournament, so I had no idea what to expect. However, I did show up to the Saturday MLP division, and then it was a huge eye opener to see what it would be like.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that I did that. And then on Sunday when I went, it was a more familiar feeling, but still the nerves were still there.
Okay. How about for you, Wannie?
Before talking about the MLP, I think MLP stands for Minor League Pickleball.
Minor League?
Minor league.
Yeah,
Oh.
for us.
For us, yes.
Yeah, because it's a amateur league.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's two different MLP and
So how do you know which one's which?
Isn't it like
Major League
MILP
is
or
like Bay
something?
Area Breakers and like
So would it be like
Pros.
MALP
no, still MLP, but there's a major league
and minor?
and minor league.
Okay.
It
How was it for you though, Wannie?
was great because like I had a good partners and a good teammate, so I got stressed because there are a lot of things going on, like rules and like calling toss and talking to the another team about like keep scoring and like understanding scoring.
Yeah.
But well, there's a bunch of things happen in the MLP. So other than that, I enjoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
yeah. Do you guys care like breaking down like the whole formatting of MLP? Some of our viewers might not know it.
I honestly don't even know it. It's because I've watched it like 4 times or like 3 or however many times I've watched it, and I'm still confused. Like
Me
it's
too.
confusing.
During the tournament, I was still confused.
Really?
That's why I let my team captain handle everything.
You want to explain the whole details of what MLP is, like
The
the
format.
scoring, the teams, if there's a tie, anything like that?
So basically, the scoring system. Let's talk about the scoring system first. So it is similar to the badminton rally scoring system. The current the system is similar to badminton scoring system.
Okay.
So regardless of the serve, like teams get points if they won.
Does it matter if it's singles or doubles?
It's same, but singles they have a different, I would say, different system. Like you need to change players every 4 points.
So if the net, or if you hit the ball in the net or it goes out on the other side, then that's the point for the other team. And vice
Regardless of
versa,
their serve.
regardless of who's serving whatnot.
So kind of
Interesting.
like every point matters, right?
Yes.
Every that's
Every
why
position, every position.
point matters.
Yeah.
That's why like the balls that people actually hit is become very conservative. Like they try not to like hit hard.
So it doesn't go out.
It doesn't go out, and then yeah, I think that makes me stressed sometimes because I can do better, but I might need to be more conservative so that I can keep my balls in.
Yeah. On the flip side, though, doesn't it kind of motivate you? Because you're like, doesn't matter if I'm serving or not. I could score a freaking point right here. Right?
I think that mindset's a little bit different. For me, when I play MLP, it was more about try not to mess up and try not to hit it out versus trying to gain a point during our rec play. So I think when you have that mentality, you're not swinging your normal swing anymore. You're not doing that full swing because you're too scared to hit it out. And when you hit it out, that point goes to your opponent, which you feel like they don't deserve it, right? Because you worked for that point.
Yeah.
Versus, during our rec play, you work for your point.
Yeah. Do you feel like that negatively or positively affected you?
After playing MLP, I definitely do not prefer the rally scoring. I think I prefer what do you call it? Court side court?
The new rule.
Conventional, I guess.
Yeah. I prefer that where you only score on when your team is serving. Yeah. Because I feel like you're unable to be riskier in your shots. Like, for example, I definitely dropped a lot less balls because I didn't want to lose the point because of my own error, my mistake by hitting into the net rather than just getting it over, just a little bit over and having my opponent make that mistake.
I see what you're saying because traditionally, right, when it's your point to serve or when it's your point to score, you can play a little reckless because there's no consequence other than
you're not gaining a point.
yeah, you're not getting a point.
Right.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. How do you feel about that, Huey?
I kind of blinked out. Can you repeat that? Sorry.
I know it's like math. Like what's that one actor's name with the meme? It's like
The
all
Hangover?
Yeah, like all the
Like,
numbers. What is numbers? Conventional scoring. No, I asked. So we're talking about scoring, right? Rally versus conventional, and how conventionally you can play a little bit more aggressive because let's say it's your serve or your team.
serves.
It's your team serving. So if you mess up, the worst that happens is you don't score and it goes to the other team or it goes to your second server. But in rally serving, when you mess up, the other team scores. So it puts you in a position where you're like, okay, I can't. It's not like a free play for me at this point. I have to be a little bit more strategic, and I can't play as hard. Not as hard, but I can't be more risky, like what you said, Cristina, earlier. I can't be as risky because there's consequences to my risk now.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I definitely think that's the way that game should be played. You can't take hard shots or anything and you would have to play more strategically. I think there are differences. Like when you guys played, did you guys have to switch sides? And then was there also freezing at a certain point?
Yes.
Yeah, freezing at 20.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. See,
Freezing
there's another
numbers.
aspect to it.
Wait, so to answer Huey's question here, so stay on one side. So yes, so basically think of it as stacking. When you play MLP, the side you choose, you stay on that side no matter what. You don't swap sides every time you serve. So you play right or you play left. And then, but if so happen maybe you're not doing well on that side, you're allowed one timeout per game. And during that timeout, you can
switch.
discuss with your partner whether to make some modifications. That also includes you maybe swapping sides because maybe you might you do better on the other side.
So you're stacked the whole time.
You're stacked the whole
And then
time.
what about defense?
Same thing. You don't move. You stay in that one side.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that.
I think you mentioned freezing as well. Once you get to 20, your score freezes, meaning that you can no longer. So even if they hit into the net, you don't get that point. Your score freezes until they get to 20. And then once both teams get to 20, it unfreezes. Or on your serve and you win that point, that's when you can gain that extra point.
So you really have to earn.
That very
That
last
win.
point, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know it's
Okay,
a lot.
wait. Let me try to reiterate that. Okay, so rally scoring all the way up until 20, right? And then the game is won at 21.
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
With my 2 though, also.
1-2 also. At 20, the only way you could get to 21 is if it's on your serve.
Depending on the opponent's score.
What do you mean?
So let's say the opponent's score is 19 and you're 20, and now you're going to serve. After serve, you got a score like you won, then you're winning.
Yeah.
But if you didn't make it, they will get a score.
Oh, then it'd be even. Then you have to
That
win by
even,
2.
yeah,
But after 20, you cannot score on your mess up, or you can't score on them messing up when it's their serve. You could only score on your own serve.
Again, it is depends on the opponent's score. So when they also have a 20, let's say 20-20,
Yeah.
there are no more freezing point.
Okay.
Rally scoring starts again.
So rally scoring resumes at 20 when both teams were at 20. Win by 2.
So in the situation that you got a score and you're 21 and they're 20,
You need 22, and you could score anyway.
then you won, like, because
Yeah.
it's win by 2. Right?
No, I know, but you could score anyway at that point.
No. If you're 21 and they're 20, the freezing point starts again.
I think the concept of freezing points kind of.
I think once if it's so for example, if I'm at 20 and he's at 18,
Yeah.
right? And I serve and it goes out, then it goes to their ball. But if I then because mine freezes.
But they score that point.
So if I score that point, they still win it.
Okay. I think I get it. So like, let's say you're at 20, and then we're at 18, right? We won that point.
Yes.
Let's say it's like 19-20.
Correct.
We're serving now. We mess up. You're still 20-19.
Correct.
No, I know that. I understood that, but what confused me was when you're both at 20 and the freezing stops.
Correct.
But then he said the freezing resumes.
When you, like, it's freezing stop and then you get a 21 and you got a 20,
Yeah.
the freezing starts again.
Is it?
I don't think it does.
I thought, like, that is...
That's what confused me.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I don't
wait.
think it does.
Okay, so it doesn't. Okay, cool.
Well, as you can tell, we were in that situation.
No, I mean, shit,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
that's
saying?
why... Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Okay, well, so there's that part of scoring. So the freezing, the locked or stacking, right? What else? What determines gold, silver, and bronze?
Depending on how many did you win or lose? Yeah.
Like each heat, each little.
I think the thing about like so MLP, it's like more like a team format.
Yeah.
So it kind of feels like high school, right? So it's best out of 3. So you have 2 doubles, two women doubles, right? One woman's
2
double.
mixed doubles, 1 women's doubles, 1 men's doubles.
Yeah. And so like let's say you guys tie up on Q for the overall team. Then there's a Dream Breaker.
Dream breaker.
Yeah.
What's a dream breaker?
So it's very complicated format. So you need to play singles when it's tied up. So you need to play it's a round robin. So you need to play 3 rounds with the 3 teams. And then when you play, well, let's say it is in the first round, and you need to play 4 games. As Huey said, women's double, men's double, 2 mixed doubles. If it is 2-2, like if you want, like let's say if you want men's double, 1 mixed doubles, if you lost 2, then you need to play singles called Dream Breaker.
I wish they called it Singles Inferno. That would have been so much cooler. Like, I mean, Dream Breaker's cool, but Singles
Because it
Inferno.
breaks your dreams of winning.
It breaks your dreams of Okay, that's kind of messed up. Dreams are broken here. Shattered dreams. Okay, so and then that's when that happens. And I feel like that happens often, right? The Dream Breaker. Because every time I watched, time I watched it, I've seen singles rotations. But let's say you're going crazy, you win all your games, and you just win. You don't have to do the singles thing.
You don't need to.
Okay, so it's best out of those, the men's, women's, and mixed, and you play 3 times on each, or is it just 1 game each?
You play every team once.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in our pool, there's 4 teams, including us.
So
that means we played 3 times because we play each team once.
Got
And
it.
That's like our round robin, like preliminary. Think of it like a preseason game, and then from that, based on the score, like if you win 3, win 1, or 2-2, whatever the case is, then you'll do your brackets based off that. So then, like the top 2 teams, will play for gold and silver, and then the bottom 2 team will play for bronze.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's pretty cool. I'd say that's like different.
So is there 4 teams? in
There's
total?
4 teams, yes.
Okay.
Did you like that? Did you like that format?
The format of
Just everything,
but
like the MLP format.
yes and no. After playing the tournament, I realized I don't like the rally scoring as much. I'm not able to do some of the shots that I think I'm great at, but I don't take those shots just because I don't want to lose the point because I hit in the net.
Yeah.
I rather just go for a drive, which I know will be a clean drive. Whether they hit it back or not, I'll just have to be ready to reset that. But to not take the risk of those certain shots made me feel like I wasn't playing at my best.
Like you were hindering yourself.
I was holding myself back.
Yeah. So like, is there any like feedback that you would give for like the system, and then is there anything that you do like about the MLP?
So I actually think that they released new regulations in January saying that they're going to change that up.
The format.
Yes, the MLP format where they're changing it so you only score on your
Your
serves
serve,
now.
yeah.
But I don't know whether or not the hub decided to change that because obviously the tournament was established or created in 2024, right? And then now the new rule kicks in, and then our MLP was in February. I don't think they want to make those changes because it's in the middle of
Plus,
it.
people already signed up or
Right,
whatever.
right. But I'm going to be curious to see, going forward of the tournaments held at the hub for the MLP tournaments, if they're going to take on the new rule.
Yeah. What do you think about rally scoring, Nate? I know you weren't a part of it, but like just hearing what everyone's saying, are you the confident person that's going to be like, I don't care, I'm winning every point? Or do you think like it would kind of affect you where you'd probably second guess yourself a little bit?
First part of the question, I think it's just different than obviously from rec play, the rally scoring. Don't really know if I would like it or not, but it's just kind of, it is what it is. It's the rules, especially if you're going to participate, right?
Yeah.
In the tournament.
They told you this before that you signed up, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, like, let's imagine you like go in, you're like, by the way, guys, it's a rally scoring and dream breakers and singles inferno, and like, yeah, that'd be crazy.
But I think the reason why I want to stick with the MLP was because there's no other tournament that allows a 4-person team.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
And I think the mentality going into, especially my very first tournament, to have my team support and kind of like helping it in a way where I get to play women's doubles and I get to play mix.
Yeah.
Right. Versus just if you were to do mix, you're just going to do
Yeah, there's a dynamic to it, and you
Right.
can kind of switch it up.
Even though there is a scoring, I'd rather have that team support than team morale.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. I think you asked like,
Which
like,
side would you lean on in terms of rally scoring? Do you feel like you would take it as an opportunity for them to mess up and play your game like you normally play, or do you think you would kind of scale it back and like be a little bit more methodical?
I think the latter on that one, because it's a different sort of cadence. Obviously, in that game itself, I feel like I don't know if you guys like drilled differently, like or practice differently than what you guys are usually how you would usually play in like rec games, where you said you would just resort to maybe a third shot drive if it comes to versus dropping it. So is that something you guys did? Like you guys kind of changed up how you played when it came to
Like drilling
playing the games, or like drilling and leading up to the actual competition?
You want to start?
Is that a hard question? I'm so sorry.
Could you repeat that?
Like, did you change knowing the rules, knowing the rally system, knowing the format? Did that change the way you were playing games leading up to the event, as well as potentially drilling? Like, did you guys drill different, or did you just work on your game?
Well, we do drills to improve our skills, but not because of the rally scoring of the system of the MLP. But when we practice, we try to do more like rally
Scoring
the games with the rally scoring system.
when you guys played the four of you.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
because you understand.
Get a
the
feel
system,
for it, right?
You need to calculate the score every
Yeah.
single time because the score matters.
Yeah,
Regardless of the serves.
yeah.
So I think that's the differences that I can tell. Like it depends on the
I feel like for me, the
scoring.
hardest part would be keeping track of score. Because, like, you know how when you play now, it's just like, okay, I'm on the right side, I'm 0, I'm even. If I'm on the left side, it's an odd score, right? It's like super easy, and obviously you can only, every time you move is the time you score. So I feel like I'd get so lost and confused on the scoring system.
Yeah, are there refs at each court to keep? No,
No?
It's
So you guys-
it's all honor rule. Oh wow.
Was there any situations where you're like, no, you're at 13, not 15, mister? Did that ever happen?
So that's why I shouted the score to my teammates and the opponents. And before starting the game, I talked to another captain, and then let's calculate the score with me. And if I'm wrong, just correct me.
Okay.
So that we can give them a correct point. Because when you're playing the game and when you're zoned in, like for the tournaments, you sometimes forget the score because you're too zoned in.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
like the people outside of the court needs to help them.
that makes sense.
Like yes,
Yeah, there's one way to figure out the score is that like every time that you're on the right side, it's even, right? And
Well,
then
they don't switch
No, we don't
sides
switch sides.
in the rally
In
scoring.
rally
You stay.
scoring.
It's a set. You
Yeah.
choose
Set.
left or right, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
yeah.
And,
But I think
and scoring goes anytime.
yeah.
So it's not only when you're serving or whatnot. So the scoring's constantly changing
Yes.
at any moment. So it's confusing.
There is that. You know,
Where were
there's-
you the last like 5 minutes?
He's here.
Okay, I was just
He was.
honestly, I'm
what's-
sitting in this corner.
The numbers.
He's drilling in his head.
He's
right
drilling
now,
in his
man.
head.
No,
He's drilling MLP in his head.
He's worrying about his next
No,
tournament.
Yeah.
I'm
He's
really
thinking about
sitting-
Singles Inferno right now.
You know, there's that. I think Oscar, Oscar, the older guy at the hub. He
The one that
has
sells everything.
yes, the one that everyone
The original
he
paddle merchant?
Yeah, the original paddle merchant.
Yeah.
He actually has on his like Apple Watch or whatever watch he has a scoring app. So he literally like before every point you see him tapping to his thing, and then he's like, I think one time I was playing against him or someone was playing against him, and he like corrected them because he's like, I have the right score, trust me. Like flashes, and then he flexes the watch, and I'm like, wow,
That's
there.
pretty cool.
That's cool. I think that
That would.
it would help in rally scoring, but I mean in rec play, it's just
kind of
That'd be so
No,
sick though if there was like scoreboards, like digital scoreboards that you could.
Kind of like chess, where you just
Yeah,
like,
you
tap
just
it.
press a
Yeah.
button. That'd be so sick. The hub, if you're listening, digital scoreboards, make it happen.
or even the flip
They're
the
gonna
flip
have-
boards.
add a
Flipboards,
timer
yeah.
too.
They got that
Oh yeah, the 2-minute timer for the warm ups.
Yeah.
Yeah,
in volleyball. Yeah, they have the flip boards like in rec play too.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
just flip the numbers stuff.
but like it'd be cool if like when you're about to go serve, you know, like the little rail. If there's like a little button you can press on the rail and like it just
That'd be cool.
That'd be
cool.
sick.
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, we pitch it to the hub. #hub. Put
Yeah.
in the electric scoreboards, please. That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
All right, before we finish here, Huey, I know you got a couple of tournaments going on coming up, or were you doing a bunch?
I had 3 events this weekend, and then I have a couple this upcoming month.
Okay, what are you doing to prepare for that?
I'm just drilling,
Drill
stretching,
demons?
and then also massaging my body.
Okay.
My body hurts.
Cristina, you talked earlier about, off camera, you talked about taking a break.
Yes.
Do you feel like it was necessary?
So in terms of my body, I definitely feel some fatigueness. Not from tournament day. I think more so leading up to tournament. All the drillings, especially the last 2 weeks when you're drilling, 4 or 5 times a week, you're not letting your body rest.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Your ankles aching, your feet's aching. I don't know what else is aching,
Yeah.
but a massage, a sauna, a hot tub, that can only do so much for that 24 hours until the next time you go and play. So I think having that break and listening to your body is very important because, I like what Nate said, I want to continue this pickleball journey. I do not want an injury where now I have to sit out for 4 weeks and come back, a month from now. Then now I'm going to lose my resets, So
When are you playing again?
I'm actually going to play tomorrow. So I took a 3-day break, okay, which I also did some body recovery the last 3 days, and I think that really helped.
What
That's good.
did you do?
So I got a massage on Monday along with sitting in the sauna for about 15-20 minutes, and also sat in the sauna steam room for 15-20 minutes. So that was like Monday. Yesterday I went for a swim and I sat in the hot tub for about 20-30 minutes, and I think that really helped.
Really? Nice. Dang. So recovery wise, did you eat anything different or protein?
I've been eating. I carbed up the day before.
Okay.
For a tournament, so I know that's what I needed to play well on tournament day. But as in terms of now, I'm really eating the same. Still taking protein shakes, creatine, just the normal stuff.
Any upcoming dupers or tournaments for you?
Right now, I don't have anything lined up because I'm actually looking for a new paddle. So I think that's my priority right now. Looking for a new paddle so that
Power, right?
a little bit more power. I don't know if I want to go full on power. But definitely I feel like when I do play in the upper courts, when I do have like a hands battle, it's not coming back as fast as I would like because my paddle is absorbing a lot of that ball.
Yeah.
So I think my priority is to get a new paddle, be familiar with it because I definitely think my strokes will be very different.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we'll go from there.
Do you have any in mind?
I don't know. I don't know the schedules. I don't know.
No, for a paddle.
Oh, obviously, there's a talk of the town of the True Foam right now, the carbon. So
Yeah.
I want to give that a shot. A lot of people have been asking me to try out the Annalie Water one. There's a new Hirachi that just came out as well. There's a couple coming out. I do want to try out some paddles before I commit to one.
Yeah, that makes sense. Wannie, what do you have going on? What's next for you? Any tournaments or dupers or anything?
Not really. I'm just waiting for the paddle as well. I'm gonna switch my paddle to the power paddle.
Which one?
I don't know.
So is that what happens? You go into MLP, and you're like in this crazy scoring environment where you're like going through this weird scoring system, and then you go to Dream Breaker. And you're like, I need a new paddle. I need a new paddle, guys.
It's not me.
It's not me. It's a paddle. Is that what MLP does to you?
Well, kind of. But the problem is that I would say the strategy is keep changing.
Yeah.
And right now, the strategy is more power centered rather than control
for sure.
centered. It's still like we need to reset the ball. But they're more
it's shifting towards power.
Shifting towards to the power. So
Okay.
just following the trend right now, and then maybe after that there will be a new pedal and strategy might be changing, right? Okay. And then I will consider to go back to control pedal, depending on our strategy.
Okay. Cool. So paddle. What about you? Tournament paddle. You.
Honestly, what's next? Just keep getting better. I'm still doing rec play. Eventually do a duper.
Do a tournament.
I'll try. Yeah, I'll try. I think I'm at that level of comfort where I'd be down. I think it just comes down to I can't do singles. Honestly, that's so.
You don't want to do singles Inferno?
Oh no! I can't handle the burn, man. That's just like going back. It's suicide drills, man.
Yeah,
doing the
pretty
whole
much,
time.
right?
I can't do it. I don't have that tennis background like some people like Wannie. Like he's able to go back
Or
and
the
forth.
badminton backgrounds.
Yeah. Badminton backgrounds. Yeah.
Yeah.
He also came from tennis too. Actually,
Yeah.
he does still. But yeah, it's just for me get better, stay healthy, and. Who knows? Maybe I'll get another paddle too, because the game.
That's the trend right now.
That's the trend, man. The power paddles are a thing. I learned it from the older guys who were banging on me yesterday, man.
They were banging on you.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening in to our episode 23.
23.
23 of Dink or Swim. My name is Cesar.
My name's Huey.
My name's Nate.
Wannie.
Cristina.
Peace out, y'all.
This is.
Later.